wonderful, nurturing environment for our children. And I could not have imagined in my wildest fantasies that we would ever be able to build the spectacular sanctuary you see around you today. Now here's how it all began. Around 1990, the year the Nepal Youth Foundation was created, we gathered together an odd mixture of children, some fresh off the streets of Tamil, some impaired by blindness or other conditions, and some just released from the jail, where their only crime was that their fathers were incarcerated and their mothers had abandoned them. We tried to find a suitable boarding school for them, but at the only school that would accept them, the administration and the other students treated them disrespectfully. We couldn't have that. And because no other school would admit them, we had no alternative but to establish a home for them ourselves. And so in 1992, we rented a rather rundown 2-bedroom cottage leased to us at a low price by a friend. This is where the first 12 boys at J House lived for 2 years, and I believe a couple of them are in the audience today. Some of them are here, although I won't stand up, it might embarrass them. So it was a very crowded, noisy, but happy place. The boys themselves chose the name J House because it was in Jalakal neighborhood. From the beginning, we decided that we would raise these children gently. They had suffered enough in their young lives, and that we would provide them with the best education we could afford. This was a tremendous undertaking for a new organization like ours, because we were committed to continue our support until they could stand on their own feet, and this was a commitment of 1 or 2 decades sometimes. I spent many sleepless nights at first, worrying about whether we could find the donors to help with their support, and whether we could afford to give them the education they deserved. After 2 years, we grew more confident in our ability to raise funds, and we were able to afford a larger house and more beautiful house for the children. And then we established K House for Girls, up the hill from J House. Again, the children chose a name. These were all KTs. The house was in the Kusunti area, and K is the next letter in the alphabet. Over the next 2 decades, we had to move the children many times as landlords took over the houses we rented or raised the rent outrageously. As land grew more and more expensive in the Kathmandu Valley, the compounds grew smaller and smaller, and there was no space for 25 active children to play. And then an amazing thing happened. Out of the blue, totally unexpectedly, I received a call from Catherine Foster from the Jack DeLoss Taylor Charitable Trust, offering NYF the funds to build a new J and K house. There she is. Catherine had been in the Peace Corps in Nepal, and she visited several times after her service was over, and she was a loyal sponsor of 2 J House boys. She knew of our need and that we would use the money wisely. Others like Jesper Likius and John Mark de Kropp, who are also with us today. Stand up, John Mark and Jesper. They donated generously also. And so this is how Olgapuri Village began. But it was not without a struggle. It took all the skill, intelligence, expertise, and very hard work of the Nepal Youth Foundation team led by Som Panaru, who devoted themselves wholeheartedly and passionately to bringing this remarkable project to a successful conclusion. Without their determination and smarts, this would still be small plots of farmland today. Som especially has worked tirelessly with his whole heart and soul, from acquisition of the land to completion of construction, to assure that our vision would become a reality. This village will provide everything necessary for a child to grow up healthy and whole. But it's not just the physical qualities of the village that make it so special. What goes on inside the houses is even more remarkable. J and K House, both junior and senior, are true family homes. The uncles and aunties who act as parents to the children deserve credit for the peaceful and loving environment. Their devotion, love, and patience provide a sense of security and safety that encourages the children to blossom. But it is the children themselves who are primarily responsible. I am more proud of their relationship to one another than anything else in my life. They form close and loving bonds and have knit themselves into a tight, protective family, helping each other with schoolwork, personal or family problems. Any American family would be proud if their children provided the affection and support that the J and K House kids show for each other. They seem to have a built-in instinct for protecting and nurturing their younger siblings. They wash the clothes of their little sisters and brothers, they put them to bed at night, and teach them everything from dancing to building Lego masterpieces. It's impossible to know who owns what because they share all their possessions, books, toys, games, whatever. When I tell my American friends that in 25 years, I have never witnessed a physical fight among the children, not even the teenage boys, and have never even heard them talk badly about one another, they give me a look that says, "Man, she must be lying." They refer to each other as brother and sister, and they mean it. And this relationship often continues long after they have left the houses. These children have brought more happiness and fulfillment to my life than I can describe. They're loving, full of fun, and I have learned a lot from them. I know how to sing Vesam Pidiri and Terabua Merabua and to dance Nepali style. But my greatest thrill is witnessing their transformation into upstanding, solid, confident adults. Sometimes the green garden gate at my house opens and in walks a young woman with her husband and a baby and a college education and a good job. I think of the time she came to K House as a very young child. She'd been begging at a temple, dressed in tatters, dirty, frail, frightened, with no prospect for an education or a decent life. And now here she is before me, happy, confident, productive, a good mother, wife, and citizen. This kind of thing happens many times during my time in Nepal, and it never fails to affirm my faith in humanity. But it's not all a one-way street. The children are not shy about expressing their gratitude and happiness for the opportunities they have been given. If there was a Nobel Prize for writing greeting cards, the J&K House kids would win it without question. On my 80th birthday party, Charita, a little K House girl, an orphan who had been badly mistreated in her village, wrote in her card, "Thank you for bringing me here. Now I have a good family, good school. Now I can read, play, sing, dance, and eat food. May you live long and always be here to play with us." Because of Olgapuri village, succeeding generations of little girls and boys will have a chance for a good education, a wise and gentle upbringing, and like Sharita, will be able to play, sing, and dance for perhaps the first time in their lives. Thank you for coming.